You know, I want to say this, what I'm doing right now is the first time ever that I've done this. This is my second broadcast of the day today. The last broadcast I just did was just a few hours ago, right before this one. So this is the first time in my life that I've done two broadcasts in one day. This is great. But obviously, one of the main reasons I'm doing this is because I didn't get to broadcast last week because I had a lot of other things going on, so I'm making up for it now. So great to be here with all of you. I'll get right into it. Now, I'm going to be explaining what Pentecost is. Now, I'm sure that a majority of you watching, and for those of you who may be lifelong Catholics, like myself, may already know what Pentecost is, or those of you watching, more than likely you've heard of it. Now, I'll explain what it is. This is how we talk about it in the Catholic tradition. Now, if we have any non-Catholics joining us, I don't want anyone to feel divided. You're welcome to be here. Everybody who watches my broadcasts, regardless of what your beliefs are, you are all welcome to be members of Catholic Positive Energy. I just hope that people will always be open-minded and respectful to myself and to others. If there's anybody who may have different beliefs, it's perfectly fine. It's just when people tend to not be so fine that where it can be an issue, but everybody is welcome to be here. Having said that now, I'll explain what Pentecost is. Now this Sunday, in the Catholic Church, we're celebrating Pentecost Sunday. Now, I have a little sheet here to help me explain all this. Obviously, I don't have this all memorized, but anyways. Okay, this Sunday, the Catholic Church will celebrate the end of the Easter season with Pentecost, which occurs 50 days after the death and resurrection of Jesus and 10 days after his ascension into heaven. Before Jesus ascended, he promised to send his disciples an advocate, the Holy Spirit, to give them understanding and direction. Pentecost was the fulfillment of that promise, making it one of the most important feast days of the year as it celebrates the beginning of the church and its mission to the world. In the Christian tradition, Pentecost is the celebration of the Holy Spirit descending on the apostles, Mary, and the first followers of Jesus who were in the upper room. The Bible speaks of a sound like a strong driving wind filling the room, and tongues as of fire coming to rest on their heads, allowing them to speak in different languages so they could understand each other. The Holy Spirit also gave the apostles the gifts necessary to preach the gospel. Jesus had given them instructions to go, therefore, and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you, as Jesus says in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 28, verses 19 through 20. All Catholics should know this. At the first Pentecost, Peter, who was inspired by the Holy Spirit, preached his first homily. Peter was our first pope, explaining how the prophet Joel had foretold the coming of the Holy Spirit. After this sermon, Peter, the first pope, converted 3,000 people. For this reason, Pentecost is considered the birthday of the Catholic Church. This Sunday, priests in the United States, and I'm sure all around the world, but I'm just reading what this says, priests in the United States will wear red vestments, symbolic of the burning fire of God's love and the tongues as of fire that descended on the apostles. Other countries commemorate Pentecost differently. In Britain and Ireland, here's something new I'm learning, Pentecost is known as White Sunday or Whit Sunday. That would be white without the E. Whit Sunday merged together, in reference to the white vestments worn by the clergy. The white is symbolic of the dove of the Holy Spirit, which appeared at the baptism of Jesus, and which is the color most catechumens wear on the day of their own baptism. And also, if you look at the word Pentecost, okay, now obviously it's Pente, with an E. One of the reasons we look at this as Pentecost, similar to like Pentagon having 5 sides. Penta, 5 as in 50 days after Easter. Pentecost is always 50 days after Easter. That's one of the ways we remember Pentecost being 50 days after Easter. This is going to be the close of the Easter season. So in our liturgical calendar that we follow in the Catholic Church, which is literally the life of Jesus, this will be the end of the Easter season, and Pentecost starts a different part of the liturgical calendar. And this is one of the many reasons why Pentecost is considered to be an important day of the year in the Catholic Church. It's not the most important day necessarily. Well, I don't want to downplay any of the other days. I mean, obviously, Easter is important because that's when Jesus was resurrected. Christmas is when he was born. And there are folks who, for the most part, only come to Mass on those 2 days of the year. But we obviously want to encourage everybody to come to Mass all throughout the year, or even daily Mass. Please, don't just go to Mass on those 2 days. But Pentecost is an important day, and I thought I'd touch on that since that's going to be this coming Sunday. And obviously, what I want to do on my broadcast is obviously also follow and talk about important days of the liturgical year that we celebrate in the Catholic Church. Also, I want to touch on this. One of my best friends, my friend Bert, I remember when I did the Good Friday broadcast just a few weeks ago, and it was only, I uploaded it onto YouTube, and it was only on YouTube for like an hour, and then he called me, and he said, "Oh, I watched your broadcast," and I thought he was talking about the one before that, and he said, "No, the catechetical one." And I was like, "Oh, the Good Friday one. Oh, you saw it already. Wow." Glad people are watching my broadcasts, right after I upload them. But obviously, I'm not uploading them for me. I'm doing it for all of you, and obviously, I want to try to, like I say, this channel is called Catholic Positive Energy. I don't just want to bring positive energy into the world. I want to incorporate the Catholic faith into that positive energy as well. I want to show people that even the Catholic faith can bring positive energy into the world, whether you're a believer or not, or whether you're a former Catholic who hasn't been to Mass for a while or not. The Catholic faith is filled with a lot of positive energy. So I hope this explains a lot and you have a clearer understanding of Pentecost and why it's important. If anybody ever has any questions, feel free to let me know. You can make comments on the video, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, or you can email me at catholicpositiveenergy@gmail.com, and that is 1 E between positive and energy. So, hope you've learned a lot of wonderful things. It certainly feels wonderful to do 2 broadcasts in one day here for all of you. And that's why this broadcast is also going to be much shorter because, not much has changed in my life and I don't have a whole lot of updates that have happened within the past couple of hours. But I hope you enjoy this. And if anybody's just now joining on YouTube Live, feel free to watch this video from the beginning once it's fully uploaded. So, until the next broadcast, and that should hopefully be next Wednesday or so, I'll try to stick to that. Take care. God bless. And please remember, Happy Pentecost, and dignification is better than criticism. Live life to the fullest.